Today's big event in Washington, D.C. was a rally sponsored by the Tea Party Patriots against the Iran nuclear deal. The event drew several hundred people who showed equal amounts of contempt for the Islamic Republic of Iran, President Barack Obama, and the congressional leadership of the Republican Party. There doesn't seem to be a clear libertarian position on the Iran deal. Some think it's a good start on opening Iran up to moderating Western influence, while others think it doesn't do enough to keep the mullah's nuclear ambitions at bay. Reason TV caught up with Glenn Beck of The Blaze, radio host and bestseller Mark Levin, and former Congresswoman Michele Bachmann, all of whom ragged on establishment Republicans as much or more as they did on Harry Reid, Barack Obama, and Islamic clerics. And we managed also to find out what Donald Trump, the big draw at today's event, thinks about libertarians. Donald, what do you think about libertarianism?
I like it.
A
lot of good things. I don't want to talk to you now, but a lot of good things.
All right.
A lot of good points.
You want to name one of them?
Fellas, be careful. Reason.
Yes. What can you say about reason?
I don't always agree, but I love it.
All right.
Anybody who's kicking ass and challenging the establishment, I like.
What is your message here today?
My message here today is we should not be giving Islamo-Nazis nukes. And we certainly shouldn't be giving them $150 billion to play with. That's my message.
What's a better outcome then? Is it no deal or a better deal?
Better outcome is for the Republicans in the Senate to finally treat this as a treaty. That's what the Constitution says. It's 2/3 of the senators present. Doesn't matter. They keep getting these Democrats to announce and then vote it down. But they won't do it.
What is this more a failure of the Republican Party or a kind of a problem of Obama?
Both. I'm seeing less and less difference between the Republican leadership and the Democrat leadership. Can you tell me any difference between Harry Reid running the Senate and Mitch McConnell running the Senate? And under Speaker Boehner, Obama's gotten every damn thing that he's wanted. So I think conservatives and libertarians who do identify as Republicans, we're drawing a line. We've had enough. Reagan said in '77, it's time for a new Republican Party. Well, it's time for a new Republican Party.
Do you see the Iran deal more as a failure of the Republican Party or of Barack Obama's administration?
Of all of them, and including the American people. I mean, we're so blind now that we can't see good and evil side by side. We can't say, that state, forget about spiritual stuff, that state produces healthy people and life. That state produces death, and we're choosing death.
Which one is which in that?
Israel and Iran.
So what is your preferred outcome? If this deal is no good, what's the deal that you're looking for, or is there a deal that's possible?
No, I'm so far beyond deals. I don't have any idea what people in Washington or people around the world are even going to do. I just want to be known as standing for life and not standing for people who say, hey, by the way, I'm going to vaporize you. When we were in this negotiation, Rouhani actually said, it's easy to say death to America. It's time we put our words into action.
So is this about Israel or is it about America?
It's about life. It's about anybody who is standing for life.
So what do you do to contain Iran? What do you do to liberate its people short of war?
Well, I think war is absolutely insane. I don't think that there is a way. I mean, we have so botched this from the beginning. We're on this endless roller coaster of war now. The worst thing we can do is war. But one thing we can't do is give them $150 billion. What are we doing?
Do you think if we engage the Iranian people through commerce and trade, that would overturn the Islamic Republic?
The best thing we could have done is when the reformers stood up in the streets to hear their voices. We heard the voices when they were the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. We ignored the voices of people in Iran. The best thing we can do is encourage the good people in Iran. We're not doing that. We're on all of the wrong sides.
Well, we were busy invading Iraq at the time, right? Back in the early 2000s.
No, that happened under the Obama administration. Yes, we were still in Iraq, and we were still doing that, but there was no excuse for not standing. I think we've all learned. Maybe you haven't because you were clear from the get-go. But many of us look at what happened in Iraq and now go, wow, crap, We were really foolish for doing this. You want to do something for September 11th? We should have gone in, got the bad guys, and get the hell out of there. That shouldn't have. We're still there. What are we doing? So the worst thing we can do is promise more war and flex our muscle. That's insane.
What kind of deal do we need with Iran?
Well, the deal is Iran has no nuclear program. They completely dismantle their nuclear program. They shouldn't be allowed to have anything. And the good news is we could take that out today. We have the military ability to destroy their nuclear hardware today. We're not talking about dropping bombs on shopping centers and killing innocent kids. We're talking about taking out the means of destruction.
So you're in favor of bombing Iran today because they haven't followed the rules.
I'm in favor of ending Iran's nuclear program. Unfortunately, what President Obama wants to do is enrich Iran to the point where they're going to be a $1 trillion terrorist state within 10 years. Today, the Ayatollah tweeted that Israel won't exist within 25 years. If Iran has an immediate access to $150 billion, they will build their nuclear program, they will arm their terrorist proxies, and they will fulfill their mission, which is the annihilation of the Jewish state.
So what is wrong with the Republican Party that they're not following what you want?
It's inexplicable. It isn't what I want, it's what federal law says. Because the Corker bill states unequivocally, if the president doesn't give Congress the full Iran agreement to read, then the sanctions stand. That's it.
Are sanctions good? But I mean, don't they hurt poor people the most? And have they really destabilized the Iranian regime?
Not at all. What we saw is that sanctions actually were extremely effective, but sanctions won't end the nuclear program. The only thing in history that has ended nuclear programs has been the literal physical taking out of those programs through bombings.